Hi everyone, this is a quick tutorial on how to set up your Zoom meeting rooms. As you can see, I'm on the Zoom video conferencing site. The site is zoom.us. I'm going to create an account, and you can go ahead and just push sign up, it's free. And if you want, you can sign up with your email account. However, I'm going to go ahead, because it'll let me, I'm going to use my Google account so I don't have to punch in yet more information. So I'll push that in. And it'll ask you the usual question of who do you want to sign in as. So I'll sign in as myself. It may ask for the typical permissions that you often get. And it'll ask you typically for your first and last name. I already have an account, so it didn't do that yet for me. Now that's it. As soon as you've done that, you're ready to Zoom. The first place you want to go, even though there's a whole lot of information on the side here, the place you want to go is simply into My Profile, because on your profile page is your personal meeting ID. Now you can see My Personal Meeting ID, which is kind of like my phone number, and then directly below it you will see My Meeting Room. And I can just actually take that link and I can share that link with anyone that I want to video conference with. The only person that has to have an account is yourself, and for the free account, this link will allow up to 100 simultaneous participants for up to 40 minutes. The only difference with the pay-for account is that it's for as long as you want the meeting. But that's really the only big difference. So for most people, the free account is all you ever need. So I'm going to copy that to my clipboard, and I might send that to any of my my friends that I want to meet with, or post on my online classroom site for students to join in. And really, I can either, just up at the top is I can host a meeting, or I can paste that link up here. So let's do this. I'm going to host a meeting, and I'm going to host that meeting with video on, and I'll just press go, and momentarily it will either download a piece of software which you can run and it will connect you, or because I've already got it installed, it will open a video window. At this point, if anybody clicks on that link that we just sent, they would be able to join into this conversation. Once you have the conversation open, typically you'll see whoever is speaking in the big window. Everybody else will have thumbnails, although you can also go to full screen and you'll get a little pop-out that'll show all the people in here. When you look at the bottom of the screen, there's just a handful of things that are worth noting. First of all, if you look for share, that will allow you to share different screens that you might have open, as well as your whiteboard. If I click on the whiteboard and share that, both myself and anyone else involved in the meeting can draw on the whiteboard, and everybody will see it. We can type, we can use a spotlight tool, I can paste images, etc. And as soon as I'm done, all I need to do is simply close that whiteboard tool, and I'm back to video conferencing. Likewise, if you want to have a sidebar chat, you can click this chat window, and anything that goes into this chat is by default available to everyone. However, you can actually choose specific people in the meeting and send them personal messages as well. The last one that I find particularly useful is this one right here, is the record button. What's nice with this is it's not a cloud-based recording. What that means is that instead of going to Google or any other cloud-based service, it actually will save this to your personal device, whatever you're using. What that means is if your personal device is a school computer, and it's not one that's going to be traveling from point A to point B, that recording is inside the school division, which means that even though it'll have video of the student on it, you're safe from FOIP because it's still within our network on our servers, and nobody on the outside can see that. Lastly, the breakout rooms. If you have a lot of people in a given conversation, you can break them into smaller groups. I can just say, here's how many rooms I want, and automatically distribute the people, or it'll let me move them around as well. And once I'm done, I can just go ahead and close this, or I can click this End Meeting button. If I click End Meeting, the first thing it's going to ask me is, what do I really want to do? I can leave the meeting, which will leave the meeting open, so anyone else talking through online will be able to continue talking online, or End Meeting for All, which I'll do here, and that will shut down my, my Zoom meeting space. What's really nice with this too is once you've hosted your first meeting, you never have to go back to that website again unless you want to look up your address. Instead, I can actually run the Zoom app, and it'll have you sign in, and it'll take you to a screen initially that looks like this. And if you want to start a meeting, it's as simple as pushing this button, and that's it. You're on. End the meeting, and you're off again. Anyway, that is all there is to it, to using Zoom. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to fire me a note, and we'll talk to you soon.